Hey, what's up, y'all? This your girl KeyIce, and welcome to the Rep My Block show. We started a little late today because we wanted to give you time to finish off that Chiefs Texans game. If you saw the game, that was quite a game. It basically ended, I want to say, end of third quarter, going into fourth. Actually, fourth quarter, early fourth quarter. But anyway, welcome back. This is the intro to 2025. Unfortunately, just got me, your girl Key Ice. My co-host, Grandmastar Monstar, is unable to be with us tonight because he's doing a rehearsal. He is a b-boy dancer. He's also a choreographer. So he's always at rehearsal. So oftentimes on Saturdays, you might just get me or you'll get like a backup host. But anyway, today you got me. Thanks for being here and Happy New Year. Um, I do want to start off. Let's go ahead and start off how we usually do because we have a lot to talk about tonight, and I'll try to go kind of quick so we can get to the TikTok. I know everybody wants to talk about TikTok, so I'm going to be talking about TikTok, but we're going to get to that near the end. But let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to turn my camera off so you can see here. Okay. So I do want to give some happy birthday shout outs. We usually start the show off with that. As we discuss what's been trending in urban entertainment, we focus on R&B and hip hop music. So just FYI, if you're into other stuff, it's definitely just music based. But anyway, happy birthday to Polo G. Sorry, spelled Polo wrong. Was doing the slide pretty fast, but his birthday was on January 6th. And Mary J. Blige had a birthday on January 11th. Aaliyah had a birthday on January 16th. As y'all know, she passed away back in 2001. Rest in heaven, Aaliyah. And I do want to send some love to my family out in Ohio. My grandpa Bubbles just passed away yesterday. Just found out about that. He was a really loving man, and wish I had been able to spend more time with him. But R.E.P to Grandpa Bubbles. And I'm going to go ahead and bring my big old head back in here. Well, actually, not quite yet. Congratulations to the Freestyle Fridays November December winner. He was actually the grand prize champion for November December. Streets to God. He's a back-to-back champion. And he's out of New York City, Queens, you know what I'm saying? What's up? Shout out to him. He's going to be back for the next Grand Prize show. Freestyle Fridays is a show that we host on Fridays with Sean of Straight Official Freestyles and also with Don Dada. So artists, any independent artists, if you know how to freestyle, then go ahead and sign up on our website at homebasepromo.com. We have a show every week, and the 2025 show kicks off this upcoming Friday. We send out a beat on Mondays. You have the option to either freestyle to the beat or you can freestyle a cappella. You send in a video, and then on the show, or you can have the option to go live and just freestyle live. But it's really like you gotta know how to freestyle. Like don't I see so many artists coming on the show and getting embarrassed because they don't know how to freestyle. I'm like, y'all, this is a Freestyle Friday show. So make sure you know how to freestyle when you come on the show. Just let you know now. But yeah, shout out to Streets to God because he definitely does know how to freestyle. And he don't be playing. He don't be playing. Like this last Grand Prize show, I think they went like 3 rounds. So, if they're kind of tied up, then the host will ask you to go again. So you got to be prepared when you come on the show. But it's really fun. Hope y'all will check that out with us this Friday. Beyonce had been trending. So we're going to talk about, there's a few things that I want to bring up that was trending at the end of 2024. So I'm going to kind of do a flashback a little bit before we get into what's been happening this year so far. And I'll keep it quick because we have a lot of topics. But Beyonce, she performed at what everybody was referring to as the Beyonce Bowl on Christmas Day. And it was for the Texans and Ravens game. As y'all know, Texans got clobbered. but Beyonce did her thing. So she showed up. She showed up and she showed out. Congratulations to her on that performance. I know a lot of people were hating though. A lot of people were saying, I don't know, people just why I don't know why people really hate on Beyonce, y'all. I think when you're like super successful like that, you just naturally attract haters. So I think that's what a lot of it is. And then, some of the misinformation that's been coming out and stuff like that. I think a lot of it was coming from that. But she definitely was trending big time on Christmas Day, all that whole next week on through the new year. And to this day, we still have people because we did a post about her performance, and to this day, people are still hating under the comments on that post on our Facebook page. So y'all can check that out over on our Facebook. We're live right now, actually, from YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. So shout out to everybody on all of our platforms that we go live on. And Cardi B has also been trending. She's always trending number one, but she was trending right after Christmas because she said Offset did not get their kids any Christmas gifts. So that was a big thing. She's been okay. She has some type of deal with X, right? AKA Twitter, where she goes live speaking under their they have a platform called, is it Twitter Spaces or X? I don't know if it's called X Spaces now, but it used to be called like Twitter Spaces. I still say Twitter Spaces. I don't know if it actually changed. But she goes live on Voice over there a lot now. And she be going off on him. She goes off on one of them, like, it's crazy. But anyway, she was like, yeah, he didn't get our kids nothing for Christmas. Da, da, da. You know how she talk. She has a cute voice. But yeah, Cardi was not having it. She was like, nah, you gotta get our kids something for Christmas. He got all his other kids something for Christmas. Now that was wrong. You know what I'm saying? That was, I don't know what was up. Offset tripping, and then I hear Offset. Oh, it's just a mess. I don't like to get into the messes too much, but it's just been trending. So I have to tell y'all what's been trending, and then on top of it, there's a lot of like fake trending stuff going on. So I have to tell you, oh, this is not really real, you know. So that's what we do over here as well. We let you know if it's like true or not. But it's always drama with her and Offset. But yeah, that was something that was trending at the end of 2025. SZA also was trending because she had posted that she is thinking about doing her last two songs under her TDE, which is Top Dog Entertainment. She's thinking about doing her last two songs as children. I mean, not songs, albums. She owes them two more albums. So she's thinking about doing that as children's albums. And she had posted about that. I think she's really serious because she appeared on Sesame Street, an episode of Sesame Street back in 2024. And when she made that post in her story on Instagram, she had put a meme of Grover from Sesame Street. So I think she was also kind of hinting that maybe there's something already, brewing. She hasn't officially announced it yet, but that's what the vibe is saying. But then on top of that, on comments over on Instagram, some people were saying that she should do a collaboration album with Kendrick. So she's also expressed interest in doing that as well. So that might be, she just owes Top Dog two more albums. So no telling, she might do one children's album and then one collaboration album with Kendrick. But she's open to doing that. She was also trending because around that same time, her and Keke Palmer were promoting for their movie, which just released on. It just released. Today's January 18th. It released on yesterday. I've seen so much promo for that movie. I haven't seen it yet, as you could tell, but it's called One of Them Days, and I really thought it had released like the very first week of January, but it looks like it didn't. It says it released January 17th. So shout out to them because they're doing their thing. And I really like the title of that movie because it reminds me of that Monica song, just one of them days, So yeah, and I'm not sure. I know Kiki's been talking about like that movie quite a bit as far as like the title and stuff. I'm not sure if they got it from that or not. But yeah. So let's talk about what's been going on for 2025. And there's been tons of stuff. I'm just like pulling like the big items, you know what I'm saying? But there's been so many because like on different platforms, different things trend depending on because all the algorithms are different, which is going to lead me later to what what's going on with TikTok. But for the most part, for our show, we focus on what's been trending on Facebook and Instagram. Just FYI. But Brandy, she will be receiving a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame finally. It's been a long time, but she's going to get one on February the 11th. And she also has a memoir coming out on October 7th about her stardom. She started in the music industry since the age of 15, and she's been going ever since, like her very first album, like you still can listen to it. It still sounds good to this day. Like she's definitely a legend in her own right. Like she dominated, y'all. No joke. She dominated that whole era, like all the way back. You know what I'm saying? Like it was no joke. So she's actually coming out with a memoir about her whole music experience since the age of 15. And she's supposed to have some juice dropping in there, some juice. I don't know what the juice is, but I'm hearing that there's some juice in this memoir. Um, there also have been some recent reports that she is trying to distance herself from her brother Ray J, who y'all know he's really like eccentric, like um, he's always like into something. But I have not seen confirmation of that. So that's just a rumor. So let's squash that rumor about them not being close no more and all this stuff. Just because you don't see her hopping in his comments or post, commenting under his post does not mean that they are not close. I know that they're very close. So let's squash that rumor right there. Next week, let's go ahead and talk about Ray J since I brought his name up. So Ray J, um, and let me turn this camera off so you can see because on the slides we always put like where they're from. So you got Ray J and T-Rell. Ray J's they're from him and Brandy, brother sister. Macomb, Mississippi, and then Topeka, Kansas is where T-Rell is from. But I want to talk about them for a minute because Ray J recently gave T-Rell permission to sample his one hit song, which was One Wish. I was surprised when I saw that, y'all. I was like, what? He let him sample, because, but I have heard the song. It's a really nice song. The song is called If I Only Had, and then One Wish in parentheses. Shout out to T-Rell. I had the pleasure of meeting T-Rell in person through Homebase Radio. I'm also a playlist curator for Homebase Radio. Shout out to Fatal Entertainment. And shout out to Strictly Business to Empire for that, because I did actually get to meet T-Rell and talk to him for a moment. We do have a picture. I wrote an article and everything, a blog and all that. So you can check out the article that I wrote over on Homebase Radio about T-Rell. That was like about 2 years ago. But anyway, T-Rell did let him sample his song, One Wish. And it's a really nice song. It's called If I Only Had One Wish. And just keep in mind, if you haven't listened to T-Rell, he likes to get real like X-rated, like yeah. He's R&B, but he's also hip hop, but he's predominantly R&B. So in the song, I wouldn't say X-rated per se like that because well, it depends what song you listen to, but it's a really nice song. You know what I mean? If you like you gotta like the nasty R&B. It's a nasty R&B song, but it's nice because it's sampling One Wish, but he has that voice anyway. So shout out to T-Rell. Him and Ray J have a show that they've been doing together. Now this show is something. If y'all I highly recommend you to follow T-Rell on Facebook because he had been doing this before, he linked up to do it with Ray J. But there's a show where he goes live, and it didn't start out as a show, but now they're calling it a show. But he just listens to independent artist music on there. He has artists submit music. It's usually $50 to submit your song to be heard, and then $100 if you want to skip the line. So like if there's a long line of artists, then you get to skip the line, go ahead of them if you pay the $100. But they did mention that sometimes they do have to up the price because like they have like Like, I'm no joke. After about 45 minutes on the live, you'll see like at least 35,000 viewers over on Facebook. That's just Facebook. Mind you, he also will go live sometimes from his Instagram page. This is T-Rell's page, by the way. And then Ray J, a couple of times he went live from his page while they did the music reviews. But it's really cool. You know, they keep it real and they say their honest opinion. And surprisingly, they like the majority of the music. You know how a lot of people be like, man, the music is not, it's not popping right now, you know, but they actually have a good ear for the music, their own unique ear. And so they typically do. You have to like really, really suck for them not to like it. I'll just let you know. Um, but yeah, you could check them out for sure. And shout out to both of them. Okay, you know who this is. Who? Mike Jones. That's who it is. Mike Jones. He was trending as well because a lot of people were saying you're old news and all this stuff because there was a video circulating on the internet of him at a show where he was performing. It was like barely anybody there. Like on the video, you only could see about maybe 10, 15 people on the video. So people, it was like trending. They were like, man, he's sorry. He went down. They were dogging him. But turns out, he ended up seeing, it was trending like on all of these different pages. And so he ended up seeing it and he commented on it on his Instagram page. And he shared a screenshot where he said that someone had offered to pay him $100,000 for their son's bar mitzvah. And so he was like, that 281-330-800 phone number, he was like, they still use it. And he was like, this is for people, for my supporters to contact me for when they want to book shows and so that they can really get me directly and not have to go through promoters. So he's all these years, you can still call 281-330-800 and get Mike Jones on the line. I actually called it, y'all, way back. Showing my age right now, but I don't care. Anyway, way back, I called that number and he actually answered. And he was like at a it was like really loud in the background. You could tell he was like it was just music and stuff. I don't know if he was driving or what, but he was like, hello. Like he actually answered though. So he does answer that phone and he will text back and all that stuff. I don't know about now. That was, I caught it way back when it first came out, but he said he still is answering. He even showed a screenshot of him responding to somebody's text on there. So, hey, just let you know. A lot of people were saying that they don't think that he's really getting offered $100,000 for bar mitzvahs, but they just hating. They just hating. LiAngelo. Oh no, this here got it all out of order. Anyway, Big Boogie. Big Boogie is Big Boogie is trending. He also goes by Booglots, on his personal page, but he's been trending because he said that his baby mama sent him. No, not okay. She didn't send it. The state sent him a letter saying that he owes $33,240 back pay in child support. They said he's that far behind in child support. He was really, really upset because he said that for the past 5 years, he's been paying his baby mama directly by hand. He said he's been giving her the money in her hand and that he's been paying all her bills. So he's really upset because he's like, what? How are you going to say I'm behind $33,000 when I've been doing all this for my daughter all these years? And y'all, it's really sad because y'all know how the system is. They don't care about that unless you are actually paying through the child support system, or and it really depends on the state as far as, because I know some people there's a post on our Facebook page right now talking about this, and people are still talking about it right now, but some people were also saying if you do not pay directly through the child support system, which is what you actually should just do, and that way there's no question. but they were saying that you can, some people, I don't know what state they were in, but they were saying you can also pay and just put, like if you pay by Cash App or Venmo or whatever, on the notes, you put for child support. So I do, from my personal experience and things I know within the state I live in, which is the state of Texas, um, I have heard that yes, they will do that, but I'm not a lawyer, nothing like that. I highly suggest, and anybody that's on child support, go ahead and pay through the state. Don't even mess with it, because like if you're paying anything outside of what was ordered for you to pay through the court, then that is considered a gift. It's not like they they don't care. They don't care how much you gave her by hand. If you gave her that by hand and you didn't say, don't have proof that this was for child support, then they do not care. It's a really brutal system. Um, and hopefully some things change as far as the rules on how to pay it. But yeah, and also again, you got to go according to however the state mandates that. But that's, yeah, he was really upset about that. He went live. He has a really long statement on his personal Facebook page, which is a public post. So if you don't necessarily follow his personal page, it is public. So if you have Facebook, you can see what he wrote. It was really long. I'm not going to read it or anything like that. But he also went live on top of that. So yeah, shout out to LiAngelo Ball. He goes by the rap name of G3 or G3 Jello or just Jello. But he has the song Tweaker. It's his first song that he's ever published, officially, professionally. And he just got signed. The song, it's been going crazy because it has like that old 90s sound, like southern type vibe. But yeah, he just got signed by Def Jam and UMG. The total deal is worth $13 million. He's guaranteed $8 million of it. Congratulations to him. And it's just from Tweaker, because what a lot of people don't know. And but yeah, he actually he released. It wasn't just Tweaker he released on that day. He also released. Did he remove it? Hold on a second. Ooh, y'all, he removed the other song. Probably because it wasn't getting no plays. Because, okay, he had released 2 songs on the day that Tweaker came out, and that was on January 3rd. I do analytics for all the music and stuff, so I'll be keeping up with that. But he actually had put out 2. Right now, though, if you go on his Spotify, he only has Tweaker. But he had another song. It was not doing well at all. It had under 1,000 plays. So I guess after he signed with UMG and Def Jam, they probably said, "Hey, this other song is not it. Let's go ahead and take that one off." I'm pretty sure that's what happened, because that's a trip. I didn't even notice that till now. Wow. But yeah, congratulations to him. Yeah, he's going to be performing at Rolling Loud as well, and he'll probably be performing. People are saying they want him to also perform at the what is that? Oh, NBA All Star game. So we'll see. Shout out to Quando Rondo. Well, it's not a good thing actually. My mind's all over the place. It's a bad thing. He turned himself in for a 33-month sentence for, was it drug trafficking? Let me see, drug trafficking was yeah, drug conspiracy. So unfortunately, it's not a good thing for Quando Rondo. He was just starting to get back into his music and stuff. He was starting to go live on Instagram and vibing, trying to do something with his music again. And this happened. But I mean, 33 months will go by quickly. Well, shoot, that's almost 3 years. Shoot. I don't know. But hopefully, things get better for him. Hopefully, he can get his life together and all that stuff. But just a FYI on that, if you're a Quando Rondo fan, wondering what's going on with him. Jim Jones, I'm going to talk about the Jim Jones thing next week. We're going to talk about that with Grandmastar Bass Monstar when he returns, because that was something else. I'm still trying to wrap my head around that beef. Jim Jones, Cameron, 50 Cent, I'm trying to still wrap my head around that one. But we'll go back to that next week. Eminem, he has been trending because somebody leaked all these songs. They were old songs though. They leaked all these songs, and he had a diss track in there. He had a diss track in the songs that were leaked, and that song was called "Smack You." And he was talking about Suge Knight and Ja Rule. As you know, he's talked about Ja Rule a lot, and he's dissed him a lot in his songs. But it's a really old track though, and so Eminem was upset. His team put out a statement about how upset they were about it, and basically like, once we find out who did it, we're gonna get you, all this stuff. Like, we're gonna go at you legally, not get you like that, but go at you legally. But it was all messed up because it had a whole lot of songs, and he had some collaborations on some of the songs with Anderson .Paak, Dr. Dre, 50 Cent, Slaughterhouse, and the late great Nate Dogg. So, and that source, iHeartRadio's that source. Shout out to iHeartRadio. But yeah, just know that if you've heard a recent Eminem song and thought it was brand new, no, it's not new. It's from back in the day. He was like, in the statement that they put out, they were like, this stuff is not even relevant anymore. So, because a lot of people are like, why is he dissing Ja Rule and Suge Knight, But it's because it's an old song. He's past that. Method Man was trending this week too because I don't know if y'all saw, but he had beat up a dude at the Crunch Fitness gym. He beat up this 28-year-old man who allegedly had dated his daughter. And so they said he, what, 7 punches? I'm like, what? Who counted the punches? Hold up. I haven't seen a video or anything, but yeah, they said 7 punches, boom, boom, and he was arrested, unfortunately, but he's back out. He's out and he's well, you know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, whatever that dude did with his daughter, he did not like it. I mean, that's all alleged. I have not been able to confirm it. He has not said nothing like that, but that's what the reports are saying. But shout out to Method Man. Whew, Drake. Let's talk about Drake because Drake is a mess, y'all. I don't even know. Like, I'm a Drake fan and I'm a like both. I'm a Kendrick and a Drake fan. And so, what I've been saying with the Drake thing, I do understand some of it, and then other parts of it, I'm like, what? So, if you're not up on it right now, like what the latest is, Drake basically he had a legal petition in the state of New York, and then he has a lawsuit in Texas. This was before, like this is like 2024. He had filed the petition. I would want to say December, no, November. Okay, the petition was filed in November. That was November 24. And so, okay, it was against. Now you gotta like this is all you gotta keep up because it's some behind like they can't talk about everything. When people see all of this stuff, they're like, oh, he's still feeling a certain way about, not like us, and all this, which is true. He is feeling a certain way, but there's also a business side of this going on. And you can tell he's actually more focused on that because when the whole beef happened, he was under renegotiations for, you know, his whole deal with the label. And as y'all know, he signed with UMG. And so when all of the beef stuff happened, it happened during the time when he was under the renegotiations. So what he's trying to do with these lawsuits and such, he's tying it to the fact that, he feels like the label is trying to decrease his value because of the timing of it all and of them, the way they were pushing, not like us at the time that he was renegotiating. Renegotiating. I'm sorry, I can't talk right now. But it's crazy because, okay, that petition that was filed in New York back in November, this past week, it was, what, the 13th? Was that the 13th? Okay, I want to say Monday. It was either Monday or Tuesday. He had a hearing, and they ended up withdrawing that he withdrew the legal petition. So that one was against UMG and Spotify, because Spotify had did a counter petition or whatever. They were saying, there's nothing to prove that we um, did any, bot activity or anything like that to promote Not Like Us. So they basically were able to say, hey, we didn't do this. Okay. So the legal petition he initially had for the state of New York was more or less to kind of find out which one, because it's like, with the music analytics, they track like the trends of the song. And so based on the trends of that song, like the activity of the song, you could tell there was like a really huge spike, like an abnormally huge spike, right? And so that was the whole basis behind all of that stuff with the Spotify. But he ended up, based on what Spotify was able to present, he took them out of it. So he withdrew that legal petition that had both of their names on there. And so on the 15th of this week, he went ahead and filed a whole lawsuit against just UMG, because he feels like they're the, I guess, and this all alleged, alleged. I have to say allegedly. So this is all alleged, but he did file a full lawsuit in the state of New York against UMG. Okay, that's New York. So in Texas, he has a hearing coming up on the 28th of this month, where he is going to be. This one is against iHeartRadio and UMG. So he technically has, two lawsuits against UMG, but one's in New York and one's in Texas. So this one is, at least as far as with the UMG thing, he's kind of saying the same thing, but like for the state of New York, after he had withdrew that legal petition, he went and filed the lawsuit against UMG for defamation. So in that one, that's the one that's been trending this week, because people are saying he's just, he's a sore loser. He lost the beef. Why is he, he's being a Karen, all this stuff. But around that time, when all of that was happening, his house in Toronto had got vandalized. And so in that lawsuit, he's talking about how he feels like, it all affected, it's not just defamation, but it also affected the safety of his mom and his son. He said he had to withdraw his son from school, move him out of Toronto, or was it out of Canada? I'm not sure, out of Canada or Toronto. But he had to basically move his son away, and he said he had to move his mom away because of, his home getting vandalized around that time. So he's trying to, his lawyers, they're trying to work it a certain way to, yeah. All of this is alleged as far as like what he's accusing UMG of. But that's just, if you didn't know about what was really going on behind it, that's what's going on. And then on top of that, though, DJ Academics, he's so messy. He gonna come in, because Drake was trending already for the other, all the lawsuit stuff. Academics talking about, oh, Drake's been helping LeBron cheat on his wife. He didn't say it in those type of words, but he basically was saying, yeah, Drake and LeBron used to arrange dates, like double dates in Canada, and for Drake was setting him up with some ladies to cheat on his wife with, and I was like, what? So it's like, it's crazy. It's just messy, and I'm like, yo, this is to me, this is more of a feminine trait. Like, what's going on? I'm just saying, that's how I feel. That's how I feel. That's my opinion. But yeah, I'm just here to tell y'all what's been going on, because it's been a lot. Yeah, all alleged, by the way. There's no proof that LeBron was cheating on Savannah. So I'm not trying to say nothing like that. I'm just letting y'all know what was trending. Travis Scott has also been trending. Oh, let me take my photo off so y'all can see that truck. Okay, so he's trending because he purchased $160,000 truck. It's called the Omega Rex truck, right? Oh, I'm sorry, Apocalypse Omega Rex truck. And the very front on the grill of this truck, you can't really see it in this picture, but if you zoom in, it says the word war, WAR, on the front. And it's a really big deal because it's $160,000 and there are very limited edition of them made. And so he was able to be one of the people that got hold of this truck. And I think he got the last one, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. I think this was the last one. But anyway, this truck is supposed to be like, it's supposed to like prepare people for like a real apocalypse, like doomsday type stuff. And so they're saying all these, really elite rich people are buying these trucks, and it's crazy. I'm like, what? There's a lot of crazy stuff going on in this world right now. But I just wanted to let y'all know about that because that was trended too. But let's take a more serious tone right here because, as you also know, the LA County wildfires began last week, and those have been like, it's been really devastating for that whole area in California. Um, these artists are on the screen right now because like I want to say a couple days after it had began, they were providing updates about their status, because they live, well, it's minus Chris Brown, but basically, there were some homes lost, and she was able to evacuate. So she had ended up posting a video to her stories saying that she evacuated early because she wasn't, even though she wasn't necessarily under the evacuation zone, she did go ahead and evacuate. But there were some homes lost, and Janae, she did lose her home that she shared with her kids. My heart goes out to her and her family because that's really devastating. And people, they were making fun of it at the beginning because people are so cruel. By the way, they're so cruel. Like, why are you making fun of this stuff? But anyway, they were making fun of her because they were like, "Oh, you're rich. You could just buy another one. It's nothing to you." But that's not the point. The point is that her beloved items and all this stuff she had at her home with her kids, like all these memories. She just had a darn baby. All this stuff burnt to the ground. You know what I'm saying? And so she has no home. She has to rebuild from scratch. And she had ended up, I guess she saw some of their comments about it, and she went in her story and she was just saying, this is something where I'm not She compared herself to Paris Hilton. She was like, I don't have Paris Hilton's money, so basically, chill out. It was just a mess. And then Chris Brown, he's been really supportive of the firefighters out there as well as the prisoners, because they have prisoners that were firefighters, and they have been helping a lot with the wildfires. And so he was like, they deserve a day in their honor, like a parade. Make sure you honor them in some type of ceremony. Um, but yeah, it's really devastating. My heart goes out to everybody that has lost their lives and loved ones, and it's crazy. Uh, Hopefully they won't get any worse. Hopefully everything. I haven't heard too much about it, since the beginning of this week, but I know it's still crazy out there. So, but yeah, Beyonce's Big Good Company did donate $1.5 million towards the relief causes, and she was getting some. People were talking about her because they're like, only $1.5 million. You got more than that. Like, what? Let her don't. She donated. That's all that matters. She donated, and she's trying to help. Keisha Cole lost her home in the wildfires. She didn't actually report it at the time, but her hairstylist had let everybody know about it. And Madlib, he also lost his home. He's a DJ producer, really popular DJ producer. He lost his home as well. There's been Beyonce's mom lost one of her homes out there. It's just been really crazy. But as far as relief efforts, and we're gonna post this. I'm not able to type it right now, but I will post it later. If you are interested in helping out, 211 LA, or if you need help, if you're in the LA area and need help, 211la.org is that's the main website. I just told everybody that one because, the typical ones, Red Cross and all that stuff. But 211la.org, they have Airbnbs that they are giving to people that need somewhere to stay. I believe it's like 7 days. They give them like 7 days where they can stay at an Airbnb. And I think the only qualification I saw was you had to be 18 years of age and older with the US ID or something like that. I don't know. So, but yeah, That's one way to get help if you do know somebody that's in need. Quickly talking about a new release that happened that was trending this past week. Little Baby, he released his album Wham, and he debuted at number one because he sold 140 million units his first week. That's really crazy. Like, that's big. I've seen some mixed reactions. I listened to part of the album. I'm not necessarily I'm a Little Baby fan, but like I'm more of a Little Baby features fan versus like Little Baby album fan. So like when I started listening to the album, and let me see, I think it has quite a bit of tracks on it too. But I wasn't quite feeling the album at the very beginning myself. I feel like the best part of the album is actually more in the middle towards the end. But he does have a lot of songs on it. So he has 19 songs. So I think what's been happening, like the people that don't like it, they're kind of just focusing on like the beginning, what they've heard. Because, again, when I listen to the beginning of it, I'm like, okay, not quite feeling it. But it's typical Little Baby though. So if you're a Little Baby fan, you're gonna like it regardless. So I think that's just kind of what was going on. And there was, Little Wayne's son with Nivea, he was trending because he was saying that he was trying to he didn't like the album at all basically, and he was like, I wouldn't work with I wouldn't do music with him. But yeah, he just wasn't feeling it. But I mean, he's a lot younger and stuff. Tyson Knott, he didn't like it either, and Lil Baby, he made a statement about that. I do want to read his statement because this was interesting. Lil Baby's response to Kais and not liking Wham was streamers and people who do reviews, they know nothing about music for real. People like Kais and I feel like they're younger. They won't really understand how I'm coming. You have to be a little older to really get it. I was like, okay, I'm older, and I got it, but I don't know. So you just get some mixed reactions to all of those types of things. But let's go to the finale of the show. Let's talk about it, y'all. Let's talk about it. TikTok. Let me turn my camera off. Okay. So as you know, and my thing, I've been keeping up with all this stuff. So I'm gonna try to. I know y'all have too, but I've been keeping up with it since the very beginning when they first started talking about this band. Okay, so talking about this band, as you know, TikTok is scheduled to be banned. This is being upheld by the Supreme Court. January 19th is the deadline. If they do not sell their US assets before that time. And you see the date, today's January 18th. The 19th is coming real fast. So there's been a lot of stuff. Even as I've been on this show, there's probably been an update because I've seen so many updates, it's not even funny. But what that means basically, okay, now, if y'all look at the actual law behind it, right? Everybody thinks it's just for TikTok, but it's actually for any apps that are owned by ByteDance. So this leads me to this TikTok alternate apps right here. We put down 3 of them that are like the top ones people have been like moving over to. And I'm gonna go through each one. I don't have like a separate slide for each one, so you kind of have to just kind of listen. Sorry, but I'm gonna go through each one, and I'm gonna because I personally there's Red Note, and I spelled it wrong. I'm sorry. It's not Res Note. I was typing too fast. It's Red Note. REDNOTE. That's the last one. But basically, there's no app out there that's like TikTok. First of all, I'll just say that now. So if you are looking for something just like TikTok, you're not gonna find it. But you can come super close, right? So the closest one out of all those to actual TikTok, I want to say from the ones I've tried and then what I read about. So Lemonade, that's also owned by ByteDance. I actually got a Lemonade account like 2 years ago. This was a little bit before they were talking about the darn. No, he was talking about the ban before because like the ban talk started when Trump was president because Trump is the one that actually initiated to talk about the ban. But anyway, that's a whole nother. I'm not going into that part of the story. Lemonade. Lemonade is a really cool app. I do like it a lot. It's a lot different though from TikTok. even though it has a lot of the same features as TikTok, the algorithm is definitely different. Now, the algorithm for Lemonade is definitely more geared towards like I kind of get like an Etsy type feel when I'm on Lemonade. I haven't like I've been on there, like I have my own account and all that stuff, right? Because I like to just beta test apps, and so I was just doing some beta tests, and I have like different entities I test under, and so for that one, because of how that one is made, I decided to test like to go with my graphic design. I've created my graphic design profile over on Lemonade because I felt like it was more friendly for that type of content. And that's one thing y'all should remember, as you're trying to look for an app to move over to, because all of these algorithms are programmed differently to where certain people, certain types of content creators will do better on certain ones. But I do definitely like the features of Lemonade. I do feel like it's the most closest one that I've seen that's in English to TikTok, okay? But the big con is that it's owned by ByteDance, and the law includes any app owned under ByteDance. They named TikTok specifically, but on the law it says TikTok and any other apps owned by ByteDance. So you have to be very mindful. Do not get too relaxed over on Lemonade if you did move over there, because that one is under the ban as well. It's just not named specifically. Okay, so that's just something to note. Red Note. Now, Red Note, that one is, I think, from what I've been reading, I don't have that one, but from what I've read about that one, that is actually the most closest to TikTok. However, that one is in Chinese. I saw people were trying to learn some Chinese for Red Note. Now, I don't know if they have like I haven't been on that one. Y'all could let me know in the comments. But that one has like I don't know if it has one. I'm just thinking out loud. I'm like, if it has like a translation feature on it where you can, change languages like most of the apps, you can do that. So I don't know. But my understanding is that out of all of them, Red Note is the most like TikTok. However, the algorithm is totally different. It's different on all of them, but that one is way different. So if you see, if you're like, oh man, Red Note, I like this one. This is like TikTok. Nope, no, it's not. It's not, because it's not made for US users. TikTok was the only app that was made more so for Western country users. And so we have a very unique algorithm on TikTok, which is part of the issue for why it's being banned in the first place, because they are saying that the whole algorithm is targeted to dumb US users down. This is, this is my words. When I'm saying the dumb and down thing, I haven't seen that on any document. Of course, I'm not going to say that. But that's basically what they're trying to say, is that, yeah. As far as alternatives, though, the main ones you want to look at are definitely going to be Lemonade, Fanbase, and Red Note. So let's talk about Fanbase for a second, and I'll go ahead and get back on screen because I know y'all tired of not seeing nothing. So here I is. But anyway, all right. Fanbase. Okay. I heard about Fanbase when it first started. Shout out to Fanbase because this one is actually Black owned. This one is a really good app. It's a solid app. I heard about it actually from a Facebook friend who is friends with the creator of Fanbase. And it's a really cool app. My only quirk about Fanbase, I have a Fanbase account, by the way. Homebase Promo is going to start putting more content over there as well, just to show support for a Black-owned app, because I think that's really important. My only quirk, well, let me talk about some of the stuff I like about it first, because I haven't really talked about what I like about it. Okay, so what I like about Fanbase is that, okay, you can earn money a lot easier. And the reason you can earn money a lot easier is because anytime somebody clicks, like on Instagram, they have the heart, you could like it, which is a heart. But on Fanbase, if you like it, which is a heart over there too, but you gotta pay. You gotta pay for the hearts. So it's like 100, you get 100 hearts for 99 cents. You know, it's not much at all. So a lot of people are like, man, you gotta pay just to like something over there. Yes, you do, but that creator is getting paid out for that. So that's what I like a lot about it for independent creators, because any like you get, you automatically getting paid. People aren't just being able to like it and just keep scrolling. They like it and you're getting paid, and they pay weekly. Yes, you heard me right. They pay weekly, but you have to hit the $25 minimum threshold. So that's what I really like about fan base. Um, that's as a creator, okay? But as a user, that's what I don't like about fan base. I don't like the fact that you have to um, do that. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Tyler, I do apologize. Thanks for tuning in. I talked about Cardi B at the beginning of the show. You missed it already. But yeah. So unfortunately, TikTok, this is the finale part. So at the end of the show, you know, it'll be saved to our pages so you can go back and and listen about what I said about the Cardi B situation. But thanks for tuning in. But yeah, fan base, I like the colors too. I like the color scheme they have. But yeah, you have to pay if you want to like something. So a lot of people, you know, I've noticed over on that app, people are not really liking anything, you know. You don't see that many. But I did see some really popular entities on there already. You know, they have some really popular entities over there already. When you first sign up, they ask you what your interests are. Unfortunately, they don't let you select a lot of interests. I think it was like four. They only let you select four. So they have them, you know, put separated into categories, like five different categories, or four to five different categories of like 10 items each. I'm just putting some numbers out there. It's probably a little bit more or less. But out of all the categories, you cannot select like one each out of each category. You only can select like four total. So I think there's like four total categories, but you only can select four different things. So if you like a lot of stuff in one category, it will not let you select other stuff in other categories when you first sign up. So that's the thing. And then other than that, like as far as usability, is many of the editing type features as TikTok. I mean, TikTok, man, that thing is a monster when it comes to all that stuff. Like, what? You got all this stuff on TikTok. Like, that's why people going crazy too, because they're like, man, all these filters, all these like all of the, yeah, there's not like it. There's nothing like a TikTok, but you can get real close. You know what I'm saying? But what I personally suggest, and I didn't put it on here because it's so popular, is if you really trying to just like, this is for the creators that have 10,000 more and more followers on TikTok. I highly suggest that you just go to YouTube because they got the shorts over there, or you go to Instagram. And most of them already had it. Most of the TikTok major creators, they already had a YouTube and an Instagram anyway. So unfortunately, if you were making a whole bunch of money on TikTok, you know, your money won't necessarily grow. Maybe some of your following will go over to those other platforms that you have pages on already, but I'm not sure. I think you just have to be more consistent because the algorithms are totally different. You're not going to see an algorithm like TikTok's algorithm. I'm sorry, you're just not. I know a lot of people. I've seen some creators already coming over to Facebook, and this is actually Facebook is actually our primary platform, and I really like it just because I've been on Facebook forever. But we also have Instagram, and we have X, and I have a TikTok too. You know, I barely use it because I knew way back. I was like, oh, it's about to get banned. Not because I'm not gonna grow a huge following over here and then get banned. And I'm not doing that. But yeah, so if you like, cause like if you like to do the music stuff, I would say Facebook is more friendly for that. Believe it or not, Facebook Reels, but you have to have over. If you don't have over 10,000 followers, it's not gonna feel like it's worth it. Cause, and even if you have 10,000 over 10,000, it's a lot of times it's not gonna feel like you're worth it. It's worth it. But if you were like one of the dancer type people doing the dances and stuff, Facebook, um, Instagram too. It's just that Instagram is already kind of oversaturated with that, to where, if other people start really flocking over there like real big, I don't think it's going to be much of a benefit to you. I would say Facebook would be the area to break in, for that, and do the reels and stuff. The edits are totally different. Facebook doesn't have as many edits, even as Instagram does. But if you're looking for the revenue side of it, I would think that on the revenue side of that, this is using copyrighted music, by the way, because Facebook, they have a revenue sharing program. TikTok, I mean, sorry, not TikTok. Instagram does too. It's a 20% revenue share on Facebook. On Instagram, it kind of varies because they it's funny because both of them are owned by Meta, but they're totally different. But anyway, if you know about it, you know about it. But yeah, I think that if you do a lot of music content, I would stick to Instagram and Facebook, because on YouTube you're gonna get all those copyright strikes. It's not even gonna be, yeah, it's not even gonna be worth it at all. But YouTube, it will be worth it if you do like cooking, stuff like that. If you do non-music content, it would be worth it on TikTok. I mean, on YouTube, because they have the shorts you can do, and of course the videos. But they do not, like, YouTube doesn't play. They don't play like UMG. They had that deal with TikTok where you could get paid on all that stuff, but not on YouTube. Now they might change it. I haven't heard that it's going to change, but they don't play about the music content on YouTube. They will demonetize your page in a heartbeat. I'm not playing. They will demonetize it. And so if they do that, you have to focus only on the brand deals. So you have to contact the companies directly, negotiate your deal with them to be able to get paid off of like musical content, copyrighted music content over on YouTube. Because other than that, it's not going to work. Not at all. You can dispute all you want, but they really, if it's, especially if it's under UMG, they don't play. They don't play on YouTube. Um, but YouTube has some great features where you can link if you have a store, if you have a shop, you can link your shop at the very bottom of your page. Again, you have to have certain you have to hit the threshold for followers and subscribers, all that stuff. But once you do, and you get, because they have monetization levels over there as well, so you can get your links added to the bottom of your videos, which comes in handy if you're selling t-shirts or just anything. Yeah, there's a lot to think about. I know it's kind of overwhelming, because like a lot of people, they would post TikToks every day, every day, multiple times a day. And so I know a lot of people are trying to get their content off. There are some platforms, and I think it's best to just post them for y'all, because there's a couple of them. They have their pros and cons too, as far as like if you're trying to download all your TikToks, um, because you don't want to download it with the what. Like, there's some that will remove the watermark on there, so I suggest you use those. But watch what site it is. Because they know that a lot of people are trying to do it, so you got to make sure it's a legit site. Don't just go to any off the wall site doing it, because they will steal all your stuff and hack your phone and all this crazy stuff. But I suggest initially just to get your content off before the deadline. No, I already know. I saw in the news today, Trump was talking about on Monday, he'll probably do that 90-day extension, which will be good for people that are actually trying to, at least get their content off, have more time to shop around for other apps. So that's good if he's able to do that. But since the ban is on Sunday, and any any companies that are still providing the TikTok service after that time, they're supposed to get a $5,000 fine per user. And so the Supreme Court already said they're going to uphold the whole ban. So I don't anticipate on it being available like that after, tomorrow. So Trump comes in office on Monday, where he's talking about he'll do he'll try to do, he said most likely, I think the quote was most likely he'll do that. So it's not even for sure that he'll do that, unless during my show he's changed his mind. I don't know. But that's your little bit of hope that you have as far as that. I know a lot of people been going crazy. I know, yeah, yeah. I know some family members that have been quite crazy. They're like, that's all they were on. Like, that's all they do. Like, in a doctor's waiting room, they're like, TikTok, just scrolling I'm like, oh, y'all need to stop. Like, stop. But yeah, that's what's going on. I do appreciate y'all for tuning in. If you have any questions about that, or need help looking for an app, I'm I'm available to help you with that, because I really feel for the people. People got thousands of darn TikToks out there, and so yeah, if you need some help with that, I'm willing to point you in the right direction, based on the type of content you have. I could, just let us know. You could drop in the comments. But thanks for tuning in. I hope y'all have a great rest of the weekend. Let me go back. Okay. Hope y'all have a great rest of the weekend. And this Friday coming up, don't forget to tune into our Freestyle Friday show. Let me put the banner up so you can see it. There we go. The time of that show is 8:30 p.m. Central, 9:30 p.m. Eastern. And it's really cool. If you're an independent artist, you can hop on that show. Just sign up at homebasepromo.com. But other than that, you can find me on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. That's where I'm on. I'm gonna have to remove that TikTok one soon, but you still can find me over there. But don't DM me over there, because I don't ever reply. Man, there's so many scammers. Oh, it's not even funny. They're on those TikTok DMs. I'm like, no, I ain't looking at them no more. But Instagram, Twitter, I will look at them over there. But yeah, y'all have a great one, and peace. Have a good rest of the weekend.